Does the carnivore diet lower blood pressure? The surprising truth. Hello, and welcome back our channel. Today we're tackling one of the most debated topics in modern nutrition. Does the carnivore diet lower blood pressure? For decades, we've been told that a diet high in red meat is a risk factor for heart disease. Yet, a growing community of people following this all-animal product diet are reporting significant health improvements, including remarkable changes in their blood pressure. So, what's the truth? In this video, we will cut through the noise and confusion. We'll look at the potential mechanisms, the real-world evidence on both sides, and the critical risks you need to understand to answer this important question. The basics of carnivore diet. What is the carnivore diet? Exactly? You can probably draw some conclusions from the name alone. It's a restrictive approach to nutrition in which you'll only eat animal products. So, what can you eat on the carnivore diet? Options include beef, poultry, pork, lamb, fish, eggs, organ meats, butter, cheese. That means many of the foods you're familiar with are no longer on the menu: nuts, seeds, veggies, fruits, and grains. All plant-based foods are banned. That's really the only carnivore diet rule. The theory: how it could lower blood pressure. It seems counterintuitive, but there are three primary theories as to why a carnivore diet might successfully lower blood pressure for some individuals. First, and perhaps most significantly, is weight loss. Obesity is one of the single greatest risk factors for developing hypertension. The carnivore diet, being very high in protein and fat, is extremely satiating. This can lead to a natural reduction in overall calorie intake and significant weight loss, which in turn can dramatically improve blood pressure readings. Second is a potential reduction in systemic inflammation. Proponents of the diet argue that many plant-based foods and modern processed carbohydrates can be inflammatory. By eliminating these, the body may experience a decrease in chronic inflammation, which is known to damage blood vessels and contribute to hypertension. And third is blood sugar stabilization. By removing all carbohydrates, the diet eliminates the blood sugar spikes and crashes that can contribute to insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome, both of which are risk factors for high blood pressure. The evidence: what proponents are reporting. The theories are interesting, but what are people actually experiencing? The evidence here is largely anecdotal but compelling. A 2021 survey conducted by a team from Harvard on over 2,000 people following a carnivore diet found that of those who had pre-existing high blood pressure, an overwhelming 93% reported that their condition either resolved completely or improved. You can also find countless personal testimonials online of individuals who have seen their blood pressure normalize after years of struggling with hypertension. While these stories are not a substitute for rigorous clinical trials, they do suggest that for a certain segment of the population, this dietary approach is having a profound, positive effect. The risks: how it could raise blood pressure. Now, we must look at the other side of the coin. Because the carnivore diet comes with significant and well-founded risks that could potentially raise blood pressure. The most immediate risk is high sodium intake. If a person's carnivore diet is heavy on processed meats like bacon, sausage, and cured deli meats, their sodium intake can skyrocket, leading to fluid retention and an increase in blood pressure. Next is the risk of nutrient deficiencies. Key minerals that are critical for blood pressure regulation, such as potassium and magnesium, are found abundantly in fruits, vegetables, and legumes, all of which are eliminated on this diet. Without careful planning to include nutrient-dense organ meats, a deficiency in these minerals could negatively impact blood pressure. Finally, there are the long-standing concerns about high intakes of saturated fat and cholesterol, which remain a cornerstone of conventional cardiovascular health advice. A deeper look at TMAO in heart health. Beyond the basics, there is a deeper scientific concern related to a compound called TMAO, or trimethylamine N-oxide. TMAO is produced by our gut bacteria when we digest nutrients like choline and carnitine, which are highly concentrated in red meat and eggs. Multiple studies have linked chronically elevated levels of TMAO to an increased risk of atherosclerosis, heart attack, and stroke. It's believed to do this by promoting inflammation and cholesterol buildup in the artery walls. This is a significant molecular mechanism that researchers point to when cautioning against diets centered on animal products. Individual results and the importance of how it's done. So why do some people report amazing results while the science points to potential dangers? The answer likely comes down to two things: individual variability and, most importantly, how the diet is implemented. A carnivore diet based on fresh, unprocessed cuts of steak, fish, and eggs with a mindful approach to salt will have a vastly different effect than a diet based on processed bacon and sausages. The benefits seen in testimonials often come from people who have eliminated processed foods entirely and are focusing on high-quality, nutrient-dense animal sources. The carnivore diet that lowers blood pressure is likely very different from the one that raises it. Final verdict and responsible recommendations. So, let's return to our original question. Does the carnivore diet lower blood pressure? The answer is not a simple yes or no. It appears that it can for some people, likely driven by significant weight loss and the elimination of processed foods and sugars. However, it also carries considerable risks that could make blood pressure worse if not managed carefully. The lack of long-term, randomized controlled trials means we simply do not have a definitive answer on its safety or efficacy over time. Therefore, this is not a diet to be undertaken lightly. The bottom line is this: the carnivore diet is a highly restrictive and experimental dietary approach. If you are considering it, especially if you have pre-existing high blood pressure, it is absolutely essential that you do so only under the close supervision of a knowledgeable healthcare provider who can monitor your blood pressure, your kidney function, and your blood work closely. Self-experimentation without medical guidance could be dangerous. If you appreciate this kind of balanced, evidence-based health information that helps you make informed decisions, please take a moment to click that subscribe button below. Our goal here is to provide you with the tools you need to take control of your health journey safely and effectively. Thank you so much for watching. Stay informed, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.